This reading is for the star sign of Libra for November 2022, and it's a quick overview of the energies and the messages that you have from Spirit. So I pre-shuffled and pulled out 3 tarot cards from the Pre-Raphaelite tarot deck, and I pre-shuffled those from the Sacred Forest Oracle, and also pre-shuffled some of these cards, which are made by me. I designed this, and they're available in my Etsy shop if somebody wants to buy them. At the moment they're only for digital download, but if I see the people interested, I might print them out on paper. So let's reveal the cards and see what are the messages for Libra. So, the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is about fights and arguments and conflicts, and people are going against each other, not in a toxic way, not in a nasty, hurtful or vicious way, because they're not swords. They're wands, which means simply people fail to cooperate, they fail to listen to each other, they fail to understand each other's point of view. So it's more about a lack of mutual understanding, and sometimes means that people could want different things, and they fail to agree, and they don't find a common ground into whatever's happening. But it's not about bullying each other, it's not about being nasty or mean or saying hurtful things. This is more about when people compete each other for something that they want. So you could find yourself at odds with someone, and you could have a fight. It's not a bad fight, but still it's a clash, it's a conflict. And if this is about your personal life, sometimes this is a falling out, like you just fall out, like, oh, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. If you're not going to listen to me, I'm not talking to you. And then the other person says, well, I'm not going to listen to you. And it's that kind of thing. It's, how can I say, a friendly fight, like not a bad one. But still, when something comes to the point of the 5, all the 5s are crisis points, and it means something comes to the point of a breaking up and falling apart. In this case, it's not forever, because it's only minor arcana card, and it's only once, and it means that nobody's feelings have been hurt, nobody's been humiliated, or nobody's feeling like resentful or revengeful. Okay, so there's no hard feelings with this. This is just like, I would say, like a fight between siblings. Like, they can fight a lot, but they still love each other, that kind of thing. So the next card I'm getting is 7 of Swords, and this means that somebody lied and somebody wasn't honest, and I think maybe that's why you had this fight here. And the 7 of Swords shows this woman who's been stabbed in the back. So you could have felt betrayed, duped, lied to, or you might feel that there's something sneaky going on behind your back. This card's about sneakiness, when the person decides not to tell you the truth, and sometimes they can sneak out of the situation. I see this like you having a fight, argument, something not too bad. It wasn't going to escalate into anything big, because this is only a small thing. This card shows 5 kids that are fighting over these wands. Is like kids fighting over toys, nothing too bad. it was never going to escalate into anything major, but this person just sneaked out. They refused to engage, they refused to talk, they refused to explain, and they sneaked out on their tippy toes and never to be seen again. Okay, so because of this kind of lack of transparency and lack of honesty, you felt kind of betrayed. You felt that this person could have been a bit more honest with you, and they could have told you exactly how things were, so you didn't have to come to that fighting point here. Okay, and you felt kind of stabbed in the back and betrayed like she is. So that hurt. The swords, all the swords hurt. And you can see this woman has swords that's stuck in her back. That means there was something going on behind her back. And when she realized that it's not all as it seems, she felt really hurt that she's been played with, or she's been kind of lied to, that she's not being respected enough to be told the truth. You know, it's all this like sneaky behavior that can make a person very offended, right, by the way they've been treated, by the sneakiness. And okay, so let's see what's the next card. I'm looking at the time. The Devil. So the Devil is also about deceit. It's about lack of honesty, lack of clarity, but this time is intentional. This time this is a major arcana. This is the worst card. Like, the Devil means that it could mean a lot of things, because it's a major arcana card, but overall means everything that is toxic, everything that's negative, everything that's damaging, harmful. Sometimes people say that the Devil represents all the sins that humans can kind of do. When they say, do not lie, do not steal, do not cheat, do not look at your brother's wife or whatever. I can't remember what the commandments were, all of them. All of those things are the Devil. Like lying, stealing, cheating, being lustful, being greedy, wanting more money, never being happy with what you got. Lying people, using people is also about control, manipulation, trying to deceive somebody, but with a lot more sinister intention to use them for something, to get something out of them. So I would say, so these cards are not that good. When I, like, as a kind of overall, I would say you had a fight and an argument with someone. You felt lied and betrayed and stabbed in the back. You felt this person was lying to you, and you could have refused to talk to each other because the trust was broken. Then you have nothing, like you don't want to be open and honest with this person because you felt there's something sneaky going on. And then later on, you could have realized that this is a lot worse than just simple sneakiness. Because a lot of people can be a little bit sneaky, okay? It doesn't always have to be with the bad intention, or it doesn't always have to be, you know, they don't have to mean bad. Some people simply don't want to face something. They don't want to deal with problems. The best way is to just walk away quietly. I don't approve of this myself, but I know that a lot of people do that. Maybe in certain situations, probably I would have done this. If it's too difficult for me to explain something, then I'll probably try to avoid it. Try to pretend I'm busy. Try to pretend I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Just so I don't have to face talking about something. That is not that bad, okay? But when you have the Devil, this is intentional, planned deceit that usually is intended to use, control, manipulate, even sometimes abuse someone's trust, or someone, like, just say somebody trusted you and you used them and you manipulated them and you were really nasty kind of piece of work with them. So how can this person can ever trust you again? So that's the kind of situation I'm picking up here. So it started with something small. Somebody kind of didn't face the truth. They sneaked, they lied. Still at this point, this could have been fixed, but this person kind of chose to avoid, to sneak out, to go and just do something else. And then you come to the realization that this is a lot worse than what you thought, that this was kind of like maybe planned from the beginning, that you've been led on, you've been manipulated, you've been kind of scammed or conned and duped. You know, that's what I'm getting, that this was some kind of intentional manipulation that was planned from the beginning, and with the intention to use you for something. It could be for money. Devil is about materialism, greed, lust. Somebody wanted to get something out of you, and they pretended to be your friend, or they pretended they liked you a lot, so you trust them, you open up to them, and then you realize that you're just being conned and scammed. Okay, that's what I'm getting. So I would say, I don't know why this card came up like this. Hopefully it doesn't come to pass, and hopefully it won't resonate with all of you, because these are general readings. I just pulled 3 cards. These cards came up. If it makes sense to some of you, that's good. If it can help you, that's good. So I would say this reading maybe take it as a warning that always think twice who you're getting yourself involved with. Are people's intentions always honest towards you, or do they have something that they want to get out of you for their own selfish reasons? The devil is very self-centered, egoistical, selfish behavior, and very often is either money, somebody wants to trick you out of your money, or is a sexual or their own sexual needs that they want to gratify. Okay, it's not love. When you have the devil, this is not love, so that could be somebody using you. Okay, chaos, storm spirit, chaos. So this whole situation created a lot of kind of trouble for you. And see how the storm is like the lightning, and oh, there is a face in the clouds. So you could see that down here, everything's fine, everything's normal, everything's beautiful, and then the storm is starting to brew, and you have the lightning and you have the thunder, and then finally, and then you realize that it's not as good as you think it is. So this whole situation with these lies and the feeling of betrayal and feeling stabbed in the back created some kind of a mental or emotional chaos in your life, that you didn't know what to think anymore, or it just came out of the blue. It came up like a lightning. It just came out of nowhere to you. And this argument here, this conflict could have happened suddenly when you didn't expect. Just say you thought this person was your friend and everything was going fine, and then you have this argument like out of nowhere. Why is this happening now? And then you realize that it's not as it seems. You realize that this person have been manipulating you or feeding you ideas that are not even true, but these are self-serving ideas, like leading you on, like dangling the carrot in front of your face just so they can control your behavior, but with self-serving goals at the end. It creates a lot of chaos, like emotional chaos. You could have felt really upset, and chaos in your life. Maybe you had everything planned and organized, and you were thinking that like next thing that will happen will be something else that's good, and then suddenly something really crappy happens, and that creates disbalance and chaos. And letting go, spirit guardian of autumn. So autumn is about the leaves falling, and the new leaves will come up again in springtime. So you need to let go of this person because he wasn't honest with you. He wasn't decent. He wasn't honorable. He didn't own up. I'm saying he because I don't know why. But letting go means you have to let go of this person, that he's not good for you. He's not being good with you. And all this nastiness and backstabbing, I don't think this is the best kind of friend. Or a date, maybe you had a date with someone and you just find out that all he wanted was one thing, and once he got what he wanted, he was no longer interested in you, you know. It could have been something like that, but these cards are pretty bad, okay? So let's see what I get here. You are driven. Well, I would say let go of this, whatever happened. You were hurt enough by this. And you don't need somebody who's going to be using you for what he wants. You need to kind of focus and concentrate on your own goals, ambitions, on your own future, whatever you are working on, whatever you want to achieve in your life. And then I'm having, you are ambitious. That means you need to follow your own ambitions in life and to see where they take you, you know, to follow through with your plans for the future, not to give up on them easily, even though there is chaos and there is deceit and there is lies. This reading is for the star sign of Scorpio for the month of November 2022. I pre-shuffled and I laid out the cards. I'm using 3 tarot cards from the Pre-Raphaelite tarot deck, which is that one. And I'm also using the Sacred Forest Oracle deck to add a little bit more information to my reading. These have been pre-shuffled and left here on the side. And I'm also using some of my affirmation cards, which I created myself on Canva, and they're available for digital download in my Etsy shop, and all the links are in the description box. So let's start with the reading. The first card I'm getting is the Six of Swords. So Six of Swords is about leaving behind a troublesome and burdensome and stressful, maybe toxic situation, or a person in your life that is creating a lot of drama, a lot of stress, a lot of like unnecessary anxiety that you don't really need to have in your life. This could be a person that you are involved with, or this could be the overall life situation that you're dealing with at the moment. And so the Six of Swords is about leaving it and moving on towards something leaving towards something better and something calmer and something that is better for your own kind of mental peace and emotional peace. The water on this card represents your emotions, how you really feel, and the water is really clear and really still and really calm, and that gives me a sense of kind of emotional clarity, emotional peace, that you feel like you have nothing that would worry you, nothing that will disturb your waters in life in a way. The swords represent the anxiety, the stress, the worries, and all these negative things that you're trying to move away from. The card is showing me this woman and a child, and somebody's taking them away from the troubles that they had to deal with. So very often it means like emotionally seeking refuge somewhere else. It could be that your like current relationship is causing you too much to deal with, too much to handle, and the only thing that you can do is just to walk away from it. And the direction of where these people are moving towards, so they're moving peacefully, they're on a boat and nothing can go wrong, and all the environment around them is really peaceful. Something that hurts, something that it's not pleasant, something that creates stress, and something that makes you feel uncomfortable or unhappy. So it could be little things that are being said, like somebody who is always trying to intimidate you or to provoke you or to say criticizing little things that could be insulting to you in some way. Like this person is acting on your mind if he's like, even if it's unintentional, the way they speak, even it could be the tone of the voice that they talk to you, it could be creating insecurities or worries, or makes you think twice about yourself, about your abilities, or about yourself in general. It's almost like picking and nagging, and it's something small. It's not a massive, like, or open argument with someone. It's more like nitpicking. I get that kind of energy, that you're with somebody who doesn't really realize the negative and toxic effect that they're having on you. And you could come to realize that there could be a better place for you to be somewhere in the future, which is the water. And you could be starting to value your own mental peace and your own emotional well-being a lot more than trying to make this person who is never happy. Trying to make this person happy, and they will never be happy. The other two cards are showing what this person is moving towards, because the direction of the boat is going from leaving something toxic and negative behind, something they don't feel they have to deal with anymore, or something they've already tried their best to deal with, and there's no hope there. It's not going to get any better, because this person could be thriving on negativity and drama. They could be intentionally creating drama just to draw the attention on themselves, or they could be just a very toxic mentality that for your own peace of mind you need to stay away from. So the next cards are showing this person's moving that way. So the person is moving towards some happy, sweet reconciliation with somebody from the past, somebody you know. Or Six of Cups is also the childhood and innocence card. It means you and him could be a kindred spirit. Like, you could feel a very innocent, pure connection with this person, even if you don't know them from before, even like not from this life. You could have known each other from a previous life, and that's why the connection between both of you is like two pure souls that rekindle the connection again, if I can say that way. But in the original deck, the Six of Cups shows two innocent children getting back together after some time, and the feeling is the same, the memories that keep coming up, and both of them feel very free to be themselves as they were children. Like, they have nothing to hide, they have nothing to pretend. They're just two innocent and pure souls that are happy to be together again. So you could have that kind of feeling about someone. And also on the original deck, I remember they were the white lilies, which represent spirituality and purity. So you could have this very pure spiritual connection with someone that makes you feel like a child at heart again, that you can wander and you can explore and you can feel safe, that you will not be judged, or you will be escaping this negativity and criticisms when people are never happy and never appreciating what you do for them. And going back to this kind of pure connection with someone. So this could be someone from 6 months back, or 2 years back, or 10 years back, or it depends how old you are. It could be a childhood friend. It could be a high school sweetheart. But the feeling of this is about innocence and pure connection with this person. So you can be yourself again without trying. Empress. So Empress is a major arcana card, and this represents a woman who is very loving. So that could be you coming into your Empress energy if you're a female, that you feel like with this kindred spirit, with this soulmate, somebody you feel so much at home, somebody you feel you can just be your normal self. This person is the one you will be with Like you could feel that you want to give all of your unconditional love to, because Empress is about a woman who is mature and abundant in her love, to be able to give and spread that love to everyone. So she has plenty of love. Here shows the Venus sign that represents Venus, the planet of love, the femininity, the sensuality. So you could already feel you found your soulmate that you want to give all your unconditional love and sensuality to. If you're a man, you could be moving away from a toxic situation towards a kindred spirit or a soulmate. That the connection between both of you is really natural, is really pure. It's more like two kids that just met up for a play date, and you have a lot of giggles and a lot of like innocent jokes going on. So there is no heavy energy about the reunion with these people. But also this person, they're not so childish, or they're not childish. Okay, they could be childlike or pure-hearted, but this is a woman who is already, either she's already a mother, because this represents mother, wife, or somebody who is ready to be a mother, somebody who is mature enough to feel powerful and confident enough into their divine feminine energy, that they feel they as Venus, they are the source of the unconditional love that they want to give and spread to everyone else. So if you're a woman, you found a person who you can be your divine feminine self with. Like you feel you could safely give him all your love. And also Empress is about motherhood, pregnancy, creating a family, creating a new life, but a new life that comes out of love. Okay. And if you're a man, you have found a woman who is your kindred spirit and you can have all this with. Okay. So you found your potential wife, or you found the woman you want to be the mother of your children. You found the woman you feel she is abundantly giving her unconditional love to you. Like she is not judging you, she is not criticizing you, she accepts you and loves you just for the way you are, because she's your divine feminine counterpart. Okay, and so let's move on to the sacred forest, sanctuary. So that could mean that you're finding a sanctuary with each other, like you're finding a safe place to be with each other. And the Six of Cups, showing the nostalgic little picturesque village, like going back in time when you were younger. It's a place of safety. It's a place where your home was, where your heart is. So I'm getting the sense of nostalgia, of happy memories, where nothing can go wrong. So you could be finding that kind of feeling of safety and sanctuary with each other. Also, Empress is very maternal figure. Okay, so you could feel safe with her. You feel nurtured. You feel protected in the sense that she will understand when you need to be nurtured and when you don't. It's almost like a mother would. Okay, but not in a belittling way, because she's the divine feminine, so she's the ultimate female, like the ultimate woman. The next card from the sacred forest is Truth, a raven spirit. So to me, I will go intuitively with this card. Raven is a very spiritual kind of bird, and the truth, I would say that's the spiritual truth. I would connect this card with the Six of Cups. When in your heart of hearts, you know the truth, you know where your home is. You know, like you can't deny the truth for yourself, where your heart is taking you back home, but it's back home to this person who is giving you all their love. So I would say this card coming up in this reading would mean that it's time for you to acknowledge the truth, but that will be the deep spiritual truth that is within your heart, rather than anything that's based on logic. Okay, so the truth within, the truth that's in your heart. And the cards from my affirmation cards, so I'm just using this to add a little bit more detail. It says you are happiness. You could be going after your own happiness, you know, the pursuit of your own happiness, which is also this card here. When you decide to move away from the toxic environment that didn't make you happy, and you kind of came in terms that this will never make you happy, so you're free to go and search and find your happiness somewhere else, and that will be with this kind of spirit, and that will be your truth, your inner truth, your personal truth, what you truly always wanted in your heart, whether you acknowledged it until now, whether you didn't, but your heart knows the truth, and you need to follow that. You need to follow the truth, and you need to follow your happiness. And then this card says accomplished. You are accomplished. I would say that that reunion here with the divine love and finding your sanctuary, finding your place of safety and your happiness and acknowledging the truth, that will make you feel complete. Like finally either you completing a chapter in your life that was very difficult, or you could feel emotionally and mentally accomplished and fulfilled, that you finally find someone who you can be happy with, you can settle down with, you can have this peaceful, normal, stress-free life. And this could be, also I'm seeing this as something really rural. I don't know if some of you like the rural setting, which is more like closer to nature, closer to more like balanced lifestyle, that you stay away from the stress and you reconnecting with nature again. So this is for me, from me, for Scorpio. The next reading will be for Sagittarius. This reading is for the star sign of Sagittarius for November 2022. This is going to be an overview of the energies and the spirit messages that are meant for you for this month. I'm using 3 tarot cards from the Pre-Raphaelite tarot, which has very beautiful artwork, and I'm using pre-shuffled a Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Linn, and I'm also using some additional cards from my own deck, which I created myself. These are affirmation cards, but I'm gonna use them to add a little bit more to my reading at the end. So let's start with the reading. The first card I'm getting for Sagittarius is the Moon reversed. So this is about some confusing, difficult situation when left you kind of wondering what the truth really is, and you probably don't know where you stand with someone and what they think of you, how they feel of you. This person could be sending you a lot of mixed messages, or they could be quite confused themselves, that they don't really know what they want right now. The moon rules human emotions, so that is causing a lot of like mixed emotions, ups and downs. I won't say this person is messing you about deliberately, because the card is reversed, and that means very soon everything's gonna come to more clarity and you will know the truth. So they're not deliberately hiding it from you. I would say at the time when you were going through, this person was going through a bit of a ups and downs kind of time in their life, so they didn't really know what is going to happen in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or they didn't know what was going on in their life, so they weren't able to give you much clarity about what to expect with them, and that could have kind of left you wondering what really is going on. The next card I'm getting is the Page of Swords. So Page of Swords, all the pages are messengers. They carry some kind of a message. The swords represents a message that is accurate, technical, truthful, honest, and blunt. It's just to the point. Very often this is online message, like something's coming up on your social media or somebody sends you an email. It's not exactly a face-to-face conversation. Very often this is to do with technology, computers, internet. It could be WhatsApp, email, any of the social medias. Like, just say you were wondering, what is this person thinking right now? Are they thinking of me? Have they moved on? Did they really forget about me? What's going on? And then all of a sudden, you get a notification or an email, or you just hear the sound of the message coming through, and then you see that this person is reaching out and they want to talk to you because they want to clarify all this confusing situation between you. But I would say this person is as confused as you are. I don't know whether you both confused each other about what you want, or it could be whoever had more leading role in that he caused the confusion in you. Okay? So when you receive this clarity, this news, then the moon turns reversed, which means that you will no longer wonder and you will no longer worry. And you will no longer have the doubts what's going on, that you will have some more clarity about what's happening. The next card I'm getting is the Ten of Swords. It's reversed, so that's a good thing. So let's have a look on the image of the card and I will explain what that means. The Ten of Swords shows a man who is completely defeated. He's hurt by the circumstances, so that doesn't have to be anything physical. This means you could have felt that this whole situation was complete failure and everything just crashed down on top of you. There could have been a lot of external pressures, a lot of stress, the sort about stress factors. A lot of things are going on at the same time that add in additional pressure to this person, and they feel overburdened and overtired, and they at one point they feel this is gonna crash down into pieces. So this card means total defeat and failure, and everything just kind of collapsed. And that card sometimes means it can't get any worse than that. It hit rock bottom, like the situation hit rock bottom. But the thing is that the card came up on a reverse position, and that means not at all. It hasn't hit rock bottom, and it's not as bad as you think it is. Okay, all these pressures could be kind of making your situation very difficult. It could be the situation between you, or you could be life in general is just so stressful and so tiresome that you didn't really have much time to spend together, because all these cards are like swords, so this doesn't speak about much romance happening. The cups are about romance and feelings, but I'm not getting that this situation actually had the time and the peace and the relaxing atmosphere to grow into something romantic. They didn't have the time for these feelings to be nurtured and to be allowed to grow into something more. And you could have felt it was either the wrong time, or life wasn't at peace, life wasn't at the right balance, and it wouldn't have worked out anyway. Even if you tried, even if you gave it a fair chance, it still wouldn't have worked out, because the person that you're dealing with or yourself personally had too much of these swords, too much of these stresses going on at you all the time. Like, that could be work, that could be family, that could be other people, everybody. All the pressure is on you. So you didn't really have time to nurture a relationship. So maybe you felt this is, it collapsed and it wouldn't be. But when it's reversed means that there is a chance and it's not a failure, and this can work out. Whether in divine timing, whether you need to wait for a while until life goes back to normal. But when you have the Ten of Swords, usually means that it's always darker before dawn, and sometimes people have to go through really difficult, hard time just to realize how beautiful the sunrise is. That's what I would say. So let's just kind of recap. I'm getting, you have been really confused about the situation, but you'll get some message, very likely from social media, that will bring more clarity, and you will no longer feel so confused about what's going on and where you stand with this person. And the situation is not over at all. It hasn't collapsed. It hasn't ended in tears. It's more like it was just the first phase of it. But all these pressures did not manage to ruin all this. There is still a chance for a new sunrise. This card sometimes is the sunrise. So, on the Sacred Forest card, I am having healing. And these are beautiful cards. I really love the winter wonderland and scenery here. Healing. So, if you felt like him, if you felt that everything is totally over, you feel collapsed on rock bottom and you could just cry yourself to sleep. I know it sounds really bad, but when the card is reversed, that means healing and recovering, and you can still pick yourself up off the ground and you can carry on with your life, and you could be even better than what it could have been before. Okay, because the new sunrise brings new opportunities and brings a new dawn and new life and a new cycle of things. So I would say your romantic situation, even if went through a lot of difficulties in the past, it's not completely over, it's not finished, and now you enter in time when you can start your healing. That could be your own personal healing if you felt really betrayed and really hurt, or it could be healing the situation in general. But this bear, the strong and powerful bears, reminds me how resilient these animals are to be living in this harsh winter conditions and to survive. And also I think like the bear is a symbol of strength, inner strength and power. Okay, so that means that you have all this within you to deal. So from that situation you can turn it around, you can turn it into going up now instead of going down. You're healing, you're rising, and you're ready to start something entirely new, and you're ready to heal. And then success. There you go, success. That is not a failure. This is not going to end in a failure. This is going to end in a success. You will have success in this situation, no matter what happened in the past. It could have been a lot of things that didn't really depend on you, and also I feel that nothing you could have done about it, because this card gives me a sense of helplessness. It's just too much to bear, and I get the feeling is almost like giving up and not struggling anymore, because you don't see a reason to struggle against something that you will never be able to win. So I won't say it's accepting defeat, but maybe being wise and taking a step back until the times are better. So I think your times are changing, and now this time around you'll be able to have success in the situation when you rise back up from the very difficult kind of rock bottom situation, because you have the strength of a bear. Okay, you have the strength of this brown bear, and you know how to lead the situation to success and happiness. Secrets. Oh my god, look what it says. It says secret spring. And I was talking about a new beginning, like something like the new life is just coming out and the new day. So that will be your spring. That will be your new spring after the harsh winter that you've been going through. Because this card is a lot of coldness, a lot of turmoil, a lot of loneliness. This person feels very much left alone on this plain field. There's no one to help him. He could feel totally defeated and helpless and alone, like this harsh winter is here. But even though that he's going through these difficult times, he's finding the strength within himself to rise back and to kind of wait until spring comes again. And then the next chapter will be leading to more success. I would say the harsh times are over, and you survived and you went through it, and as a result you only became a lot stronger. You feel more confident in yourself. You are now aware of your own personal strength. And this card to me is like, whatever can't kill me can make me stronger. Okay, so let's see what I get here. You're successful. There you go, another success card. It means try not to cry over spilled milk. Everything happens for a reason. Even the failures, even the hard times happen for a good reason. And I'm pretty sure you have success in this situation.